There is something about the real wet on dry watercolor textures. Maybe it's the nature of grain or the soft gradients the digital brushes just try to mimic. But what if I tell you that you can take a watercolor drawing from your sketchbook and turn it into a reusable Procreate custom stamp brush? Well, in this video I'm going to walk you through the entire process step by step. We're going to start on the sketchbook with a real paint, then transition over to Photoshop to clean up the background and isolate our element, and finish in the Procreate Brush Studio where we are going to create our reusable Procreate stamp brush you can use over and over in your art. Let's grab our paints and dive in.
So step 1 is to prepare my watercolor and my sketchbook. I'm using a rich purple watercolor shade to paint a variety of elements, like messy blobs, line accents and loose decorative circles. These make fantastic background textures and accent details for future illustrations. Don't worry about perfection here. The natural variants, water bleeds and organic edges are what gives the final stamp its authentic hand-painted feel. Once the paper is completely dry, snap a clear photo with your phone, send it over to your laptop, and let's jump straight into Photoshop. Now in Photoshop, let's clean this up and convert it into a high contrast black and white asset for Procreate. First, import your photo and click the lock icon on the image layer to unlock it. Under the Properties panel, click Remove Background, and Photoshop will do a quick automatic pass to strip out the background. In my case, it's going to just remove the background of the table, and the paper background is going to stay, so we'll have to do additional adjustments for that part. In your case, if Photoshop removes the background of the paper, then you need just a few more clicks and you'll be good to go. Next, let's create a new layer, fill it entirely with black, and drag it right beneath your image layer. This black base makes it super easy to spot any remaining paper artifacts or stray edges you might need to erase later. Now add a brightness and contrast adjustment layer, clip it to your image layer and bring the contrast slider all the way to maximum. Add a levels adjustment layer, select the sample in image to set white point eyedropper tool and click on any remaining white background areas on your image. In my case, the whole background area. And then add another adjustment layer, this time black and white, in order to convert all our purple watercolor shapes into black and white, which is essential for Procreate and for using stamps for brushes. Now, if the remove background feature works well for you and you don't have any remaining artifacts, then you can skip this part, but if there is something else you need to erase, as in my case, go to Select, Color Range, then use the eyedropper to click on the white paper background or any of the remaining artifact you want to remove. Drag the fuzziness slider to around 80, at least this is what works in my case. Fuzziness simply controls how strict Photoshop is, so increasingly select not just pure white, but all the subtle shades and paper artifacts around your watercolor edges. While still in color range, I'll switch to quick selection tool to grab any remaining artifacts. This tool automatically finds and snaps to edges as you brush. You can use the plus key or hold Alt on Windows or Option key on Mac to switch to the minus mode to add or subtract areas. And hit delete to clear out everything you don't need. Once you're happy with the result, export your isolated shapes as a transparent PNG file and send it over to your iPad.
And if you find this video helpful so far, be sure to subscribe for my channel, it means a lot.
With our PNG on the iPad, open Procreate and let's build our custom brush. First, we're going to start by creating a square canvas sized at 1500 by 1500 pixels. Tap the range icon, select Add and choose Insert a photo to bring your PNG. Now tap the Transform tool and select Fit to Canvas to make your shape as large as possible. Use the Selection tool to select one of the watercolor shapes you want to use as a stamp. Then swipe with 3 fingers and click Cut and Paste in order to place it on its own layer. Scale up your shape so it's nice and large on your canvas. After pasting your element, use the Transform tool to center it both vertically and horizontally on your canvas. Centering is crucial because Procreate uses the canvas midpoint as your brush's rotation axis. If your shape is off-center, your stamp brush will off-target every time you tap. You can do that by clicking Fit to Canvas in the Selection menu, open the Layer menu, tap that layer and select Copy. Then open your brush library, tap the plus icon and create a new brush. Go to the Shape tab, tap Shape Source and paste your image. Think of the shape source like the rubber pad on a physical ink stamp. It's the exact picture Procreate uses to print onto your canvas every time you tap. Go to Stroke Pad and set the spacing all the way to maximum. Spacing controls how close together your shape repeats along a path, so maxing it out breaks the continuous line into individual stamps. Then go to Properties, set the maximum size to max and the minimum size depending on your preferences. These settings simply set the absolute floor and ceiling to how big or small your brush can scale on the canvas. In the Apple Pencil tab, set all opacity options to none. This turns off pressure sensitivity so your stamp lands at full strength without fading if you press lightly or if you tilt your Apple Pencil. Go to Preview Settings and toggle on Use Stamp Preview. This switches the preview thumbnail in your brush library from a wavy line to a crisp icon of your stamp. And adjust the preview size slider so it looks clean on your library. That is basically how the brush is going to represent it in the brush library, and we need to recognize it easily. Finally, you can go to About this brush to add your name, sign it, and then you're ready to tap Done. Now test your brush with different colors and sizes to see how those organic watercolor textures hold up. If you want to create brushes for the rest of the shapes on your sheet, here is a huge shortcut. Turn back on your main master layer with all the shapes, cut out a new element, paste it on a new layer and copy it. Then, instead of rebuilding the brush from scratch, just swipe left on your first brush in the library, tap Duplicate, and then open that new brush, and simply swap out the shape source by pasting your new shape. You now have another custom stamp ready in seconds. And that is how you turn physical watercolor doodles into a fully custom digital stamp kit in Procreate. If you want to try out some custom stamps right away, you can download my free Busy Creative brush set using the link in the description box below. It includes 3 of these exact watercolor stamp brushes, plus 12 unique seamless pattern brushes and a stitching brush to kickstart your artwork. Drop a comment below and let me know which brush from the set is your favorite, or if you already tried to create some of those brushes yourself. If you find this video helpful, give the video a like and subscribe to my channel for more art-related videos in the future. Thank you very much for spending the time with me, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye!